Everybody, welcome to my channel. Tesla market open fell right away below this third standard deviation, which is a very rare sight. But if you bought there, like I was telling before market open video, you would have made by now almost 2.37%. All right, I think it's still gonna go higher and eventually fill this gap up around 315.04. So from where market closed around 293.94 to that gap fill is still about 7.23% away. Now, I don't know when it's that gap gonna fill. Eventually, it's gonna fill. So it's a very good possibility. You just need to buy and hold, and it's gonna eventually get that filled. MES chart right now in the neutral zone. This is came to the buy zone yesterday. You can see and now going towards neutral zone. So again, I was sharing this with my subscribers. If you bought near where it fell, it was almost 0.6% higher. Nasdaq just touch the buy zone exactly around this was around 2:37 p.m. Eastern, okay? And it was amazing trade, and I shared this again with my subscribers. And if you would have bought on the touch of this, and a bounce would have taken you almost 0.74. 3x ETF is like almost 2% gain here, 3% gain almost. In terms of Bitcoin, you can see such a nice trade. Well, it went from sell zone to the buy zone here. And you can see here 1.982% almost, and then went to the neutral zone, again came to the buy zone this morning. And you can see from here uh, to bounce to the red zone already around 1.37%. So right now in the sell zone area, so you should be looking to take profit. Do not enter it here, just wait for it to go back to buy zone around 108 and below. Okay, guys, let's look at other charts. Please hit the like button as I'm going through all the charts. I would really appreciate that. And let's go to daily chart and see how things are going here. And we'll start with let's start with Bitcoin for a change. And you can see Bitcoin uh, holding very nicely this green line, which is 10 moving average. Amazing. It's been, you can see on this uptrend since a breakout around 21st of April till a breakdown here around 28th of May, holding it every day, holding it nicely above this green line. So here also it's holding it. Let's see if it's going to keep holding and make a new high, or it's going to eventually break down. We'll keep an eye on this. BTC futures, there was a gap created which is cleared, filled right now on a market open, and again it's holding nicely. Again, if thing breaks down, first support is around 97, second support is around 91,800, so keep that in mind. Ethereum also looking nice, finally holding couple of days above this blue line, which is 200 moving average. So let's see if it can keep holding it here and then break out. We'll keep an eye on this. This is also ETH futures had a gap. They also filled that gap, so nicely holding it here as well. So I'll keep an eye on that. In terms of S&P 500, you can see we had a gap down. All right, we created a gap down with 9 count sell signal, which is a warning indication yesterday is that we will continue going lower. You can see last two times. Last time we had a sideways movement to lower. Before that we had a down movement. Before that we had a down movement, and here we had a down movement. So it's a 100% accurate. You can see every time we get this count signal, we always get a dip. Now, are we gonna keep getting where will this dip end? Either we're gonna fill this gap around 6,093, or we're gonna go lower to 6032. Now there's another caveat. Now the interesting part is if you go to 1 hour chart, there's a gap here. They open on a gap down, and that gap is still not filled. So there is quite possible that they could go make a new high, fill this gap, and then come back lower too. So just keep that in mind. It is quite possible that they could go fill this gap and then come back lower too. And that's where cycle is also still not ending right now. Like cycle can extend a couple of days to make a new high, and we could go lower later on too. So that's also a possibility. So keep your eyes open on both this possibility. Eventually, we're gonna come and fill these gaps at some point. So that's the message, a high level. This is SPY. You can see levels here. Gap is around 624.72 to the upside, and bottom gaps is around 607 and then around 600. All right. This is a live market. You can see holding live market around this green line, 10 moving average. Let's see if it's going to go higher or break down. Nasdaq, similar story, exactly as I said on SPX, could make a new high and then come back lower. That's quite possible, or can go lower now and then go higher later on. Same thing with triple Qs. You can see level here, gap around 555, and then bottom gaps are around 541 and around 531. All right, so let's look at other stocks. VIX is this morning going lower, had a gap up yesterday, could be coming lower. I have not seen any 7-8 count SPY signal, so that's good news. So usually whenever we get these counts, that means market is going to go down, but right now I don't see that. Tesla had a massive dump yesterday, now below all the moving averages, which is a very bad news. This is a breakdown because Elon Musk started a new American party and focusing more on politics rather than business, so people don't like it. But if you go to 1 hour chart, you can see we got a buy signal yesterday here, and now we're going higher, and now we got a sell signal, so just going lower. Eventually this gap should get filled, so you just have to be patient. You can see last time all the instances when we had a gap down, you can see here we had a gap down, stayed there for a couple of days to a week, and then eventually had a breakout and go higher. Here we had a gap down, stayed there, and then eventually we went higher. This gap down had to wait longer. So it's all about time. So let's see if they're gonna immediately fill it or they're gonna let you wait and then they're gonna keep grinding it lower to fill some of these other gaps. We don't know which way it's gonna go. We'll wait and watch. Apple had a down day, rejected on this 200 EMA blue line. Let's see if it's going to continue lower or they're going to break out. They need some kind of a news to do that, to break it out. Right now, it's just holding here. We'll keep an eye on it. Hang Seng Index, new highs, nothing here. Bond market going lower, TLT. Looking for this gap fill. Actually, it is opening on this gap fill 85.48. You can see this is a nice buy entry here. If you can buy it, opening right on this gap fill. Now, if this doesn't hold, it's going all the way back to 84.56. So keep that in mind. So bond market is getting very interesting right now. So would be a good time to buy. Oil, after a nice bounce, getting rejected on 200 moving average, still nice area of support. Natural gas, just holding below 200 moving average. Gold, holding support around 50 and yellow, 50 EMA and 50 SMA. It really needs to break below this previous low around 32.50 to go lower. Dollar is a little bit of strength, fill this gap. So that's why gold is going lower. And eventually, let's see if it can come to $100.69. That's the next resistance here. And I will keep it short. That's it for today. And if you guys want to know more about these levels, which I was sharing, subscribe to my channel. There's a description, join button in the bottom left. Subscribe, let me know user ID. I'll move you. I share the screenshot and the stocks I'm buying with all my subscribers. Okay, guys, have a good one. Take care.